Welcome to the Teaching with Balance video series. I'm really excited to share with you some strategies to help you learn how to get it all done without letting it take over your life. Today we're going to talk about why you can't let teaching take over your life. You know, as I think about this topic, my heart really, honestly, it breaks for those of you out there who are overwhelmed and exhausted. So many of you, I hear from you in your emails and your comments, you're stressed and you're feeling guilty, some of you, that you can't be there for your family. This is simply not sustainable, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. Now, there's some of you out there I don't need to convince. You know you can't continue at this rate. You're well aware that something has to change. But others of you, you just kind of figure this is just how it is. If you're going to be a teacher, it's going to take everything that you have. But actually, I want to challenge that notion and tell you that is not the case. It is absolutely possible to work a reasonable amount of hours, to find balance in your life, and also be an amazing teacher. And I'm actually going to argue it would make you a better teacher. First of all, let's talk about what will happen if you continue at a frantic, overwhelming pace as a teacher. Well, first of all, I'm guessing you're going to end up abandoning other responsibilities and missing out on some amazing opportunities. Here's a couple areas this could happen in. How about your family? Some of you already feel like you're missing out on time with your family, or you even feel guilty that you're not able to do everything for them that you wish you could. What about church? There'll be opportunities you wish you could be more involved in, but you simply can't because you don't have the time. What about your marriage? If you continue at this pace, is your marriage and your relationship going to suffer for that? Maybe friendships are going to have to fall by the wayside because you simply don't have time to keep them up. So number one, if you keep going at this pace, you might end up abandoning other responsibilities or missing out on incredible opportunities. Number two, if you keep going at this pace, you're going to find yourself stressed, exhausted, and overwhelmed. And you might even reach the point of burnout. You know, when you're going at such a crazy pace and you're exhausted and you're feeling that stress, it's really hard to enjoy teaching, isn't it? You might even find yourself feeling miserable and like you just can't keep going at this pace. And when you do that, you might even reach the point of burnout where you're just not the teacher you want to be anymore because you feel like you really just can't even go on. Which brings me to my next reason. The next thing that's going to happen if you keep going is that you're not going to be as effective of a teacher as you want to be. You know, there's this notion out there that teachers that work the most hours are the best teachers. But that's simply not the case. When I was a teacher, I typically, after my first year, was able to work around 40 hours a week and still be incredibly effective. And I know a lot of other teachers who were able to accomplish that same goal. And when you have that balance in your life, when you're able to get the rest you need and you're not constantly stressed and overwhelmed, you can enjoy teaching and that love will shine through to your students. Let me ask you this. Do you think you're going to be a better teacher if you are rested, refreshed, and excited about teaching? Or if you're pushing yourself constantly, working late every night, you're stressed, you barely got enough sleep, and you're exhausted, and as a result, you're probably getting disillusioned and maybe even frustrated and possibly even miserable. Which teacher do you think your students would rather have in their classroom? I think the answer is pretty obvious. And the reality is you can find a way to do both, to be an amazing teacher while still working a reasonable amount of hours and finding balance. That's what this whole video series is about. So if you keep going at the pace you're at, you might find yourself abandoning responsibilities, missing out on opportunities. You might experience stress, exhaustion, or even burnout. You might not be as effective of a teacher as you could be. And number four, your health could suffer. You guys all know how damaging stress can be to your health, either in the short term or especially in the long term. it's not something to mess around with. So if you are experiencing stress, imagine if you let that keep going for 2, 3, 5, 10 more years, the toll that could have on your body. And it could just be in small things. It could be a big problem in the future that would affect you, your family, and maybe even your ability to teach. Which brings me to my 5th possibility, and that's this. If you keep going at this pace, do you think you'll even still be a teacher in 10 years? And if you are, will you be enjoying it or will you be miserable? If you keep going at this pace and you get to the point of burnout and you end up quitting teaching, that does neither you nor your students any good. So you owe it to them and yourself to find a workable solution that will give you the balance you need and allow you to enjoy teaching for the next 10, 20, or depending on your age, maybe even 30 years. So let me ask you this. Which reason most resonates with you? What is your why? Why do you need to change something and stop letting teaching take over your life? Is it your family? Your health? Is it simply the fact that you can't keep going at this pace because you're exhausted and starting to get miserable? Take a second and think about it, and then share your reason in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And what is your most compelling reason why things need to change for you? In the next video, we're going to talk about some specific things you can do about it, because it's not enough to simply say, I can't keep up this pace. You've got to start making changes. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video, where we'll discuss 5 specific ways you can start saving time right away. I look forward to seeing you there. Now, if you're really serious about this and you don't want to wait, I would encourage you to check out the 40-Hour Teacher Workweek Club by Angela Watson. This club is amazing. I've been a part of it for a couple months now, and Angela is helping teachers cut time and find the balance they're craving. She's sharing productivity hacks and specific strategies that are amazingly helpful, and best of all, not overwhelming. She doesn't dump everything on you at once. She shares a new tip or tactic every week so that there's just enough information that you can quickly digest it by either reading it or listening to the audio, and then start to implement it right away. I'm going to tell you so much more about this club in the upcoming videos, but I just wanted to share 2 testimonials from teachers who are in the club to help you get an idea of what this club could do for you. These are just regular teachers. There's nothing crazy about them. They're not these productivity experts. They're teachers just like you who have been overwhelmed and stressed and finally decided to do something about it. One teacher says this, I can't tell you how much this group has changed my life. I've been able to cut 8+ hours off my week. Not to mention my stress levels have been almost non-existent. Another teacher said, no working all weekends or late nights. No more crazy with it all in my head. My colleagues say I'm more relaxed, and best of all, my students are more relaxed. If that sounds like something you'd love to be able to say, I would love for you to check out the 40-Hour Teacher Workweek Club. I almost wish I would have created this club myself, but my friend Angela has created it, and I'm telling you, it is amazing. And I just want as many of you as possible to check it out and to see if you think it would be just right for you and just what you need. If you want to find out more, click the button below. You can find out the details or even enroll today if you'd like. But don't wait too long. The club is only open for a few days, so you'll definitely want to jump in as soon as you can. I'll be sharing more tips and more about the club in the upcoming video. Look forward to seeing you there.